Madam Clerk, do we have everybody?
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and call to order then the regular City Commission meeting for October 20th, 2020. We have roll call, please.
Commissioner Drosky,
Here.
Commissioner Hudak,
Here.
Commissioner Preston,
Here.
Vice Mayor Parnes,
Here.
and Mayor Gantz.
Here. Commissioner Hudak, could you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
It would be my honor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. If we could have the approval of the City Commission meeting minutes for the special City Commission meeting minutes of October 8th, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Preston. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, acknowledgement of our city board meeting minutes, our Deerfield Beach Police Pension Fund meeting minutes from February 27th, June 4th, all from 2020. Our Planning and Zoning Board meeting minutes from September 10th, 2020. Deerfield Beach Non-Uniform Employees Retirement Committee meeting minutes from March 9th, 2020. And our Cultural Committee meeting minutes from July 20th, 2020 and August 3rd, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Hudak. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Approval of our City Commission agenda for October 20th, 2020.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Hudak. All in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, can you read us about our Zoom meeting?
Yes, sir. For those participants who logged in via Zoom video, simply hover your mouse over the video screen. At the bottom, you'll see a Participants tab. Click on Participants tab. On the right-hand side, you will see a notification marked Raise Hand. You may click on that to signify that you want to speak. And upon recognition, the mayor will recognize the name that you have on your profile. For those people who have called in on either a landline or your mobile device, simply dial *9 and you'll be recognized by the last 3 digits of your phone number. Participants have 3 minutes to speak, which may be extended 1 minute by the mayor. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. City Attorney?
Public comment portion of tonight's agenda. Persons addressing the commission shall state his or her name and address. As the clerk mentioned, they may speak for 3 minutes unless extended for 1 additional minute by the mayor. As a reminder, this is the public comment portion for items that are not on the agenda. If you have public comment regarding an item that is on the agenda tonight, the time to do that is when that agenda item is called and it's opened up for public comment. No comment shall be made related to the personal life or personal qualities of any person, and no language which would offend persons of ordinary sensibility shall be permitted.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, is anyone written in?
No, sir.
Okay, is there anyone in the chambers to speak?
No, Mayor, there's not.
Okay, and I don't see anybody's hand being raised online, so I'm going to close the public portion to be heard.
Item number 1 is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, appointing Deborah Sullivan to the Cultural Committee, providing for an effective date.
Commissioner
Hudak, you have your hand raised?
Yes, I nominated Deborah Sullivan. I have been I have had a lot of events with Deborah Sullivan with parts of Kiwanis, and she has done a tremendous job. She actually organized our golf tournament, which happened last month, and did an outstanding job. And I think she would be a tremendous asset to the Cultural Committee. So I would like to go ahead and make that nomination.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anyone from the public that care to comment on this item? Madam Clerk, anyone in the chambers?
No, Mayor, there's not.
Okay. No one's written in. We'll close it to the public then. We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously.
Okay, item number 2, it's on consent, but it's the only item. I'm going to go ahead and read the title. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, approving the amendment to contract number JP 119-06-2020 with the Area-Wide Council of Aging of Broward County, Inc. for the Center of Active Aging Emergency Home and Energy Assistance Program to extend the program through March 31st, 2021, ratifying execution of the amendment and providing for an effective date.
Okay. Madam Clerk, has anyone written in on this item?
No, sir.
Is there anyone in the chambers?
No, Mayor, there's not.
Okay. I'm gonna go, I don't see anyone online on this item. I'm gonna close it to the public commission.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Commissioner Parnas, second by Commissioner Hudak. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously.
Okay, item number 3 is a presentation by Scott Burton, Empire Consultants, regarding redistricting for the city's municipal election pursuant to city charter.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Burton.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Mayor Gantz. Good to see you again. My name is Scott Burton with Empire Consultants. I am your consultant for every 4 years, the City of Deerfield Beach reviews their city commission district boundaries based on changes in population and U.S. Census data or population growth based on certificate of occupancy for residential properties. As you're aware, the last redistricting was in 2016. Unfortunately, due to the COVID virus, it's been kind of a bit of a challenge with the 2020 census not being released. So what we've done is we've utilized the certificate of occupancy for residential properties from 2010 to present date to look at your population. And as a former senior demographer, did population counts. So we were able to acquire, and by the way, I would like to just add my appreciation to the city staff for their due diligence in getting me the data required to do the redistricting. Your charter challenges us that we have to look at the redistricts every 4 years, regardless of what's happening at the federal level. So the criteria to look at population is communities of interest. And we define communities of interest in this case as homeowners associations, particular communities that the commissioners are aware of, as well as population equality. Population equality, that's one of the reasons why one of the first tasks at hand was to do the population counts based upon each district. So what we're really trying to do here is we're looking at each 4 districts, your existing districts, and determine if there's been a shift in population disparities. I will be presenting tonight the fact that your existing districts actually are in compliance with the existing requirements that will be in Exhibit 4. But that is a requirement to visit the boundaries and then to look at the potential of trying to improve them based upon communities of interest, contiguity, or compactness. So that is the methodology that was undertaken to develop these proposed boundaries. So the first one was, of course, looking at your existing district, which would be Exhibit 4. I'm going to save that one for the last, but I wanted just to share that with the commission. Okay, so let's proceed to the first exhibit. And Exhibit 1. So what we try to do with Exhibit 1 here, as you see, just let those who are in the audience know that the black outlines represents your existing districts. The color represents the proposed districts. So what we've done is we overlaid your existing districts onto the proposed districts, and to identify that way, it's a little bit easier for you to see what potentially has changed in this scenario. In this scenario, Exhibit 1, it's in compliance with federal, state, and local laws in terms of population equality, where no districts should exceed plus or minus 5% of the mean. Now, what that means is if you were to take a population of 100,000 people and divide it into 4, ideally, every district would have like 25,000 people in it. And you don't want to deviate from that population count by more than 5%. So what you see here in the deviation table is the percentage. This is really good in terms of, this is, in fact, of all the exhibits, this is probably the best exhibit for population equality. Here, however, because in your existing district, for District 1, it's confined, the population wasn't growing as much in the past 10 years as it has been in Districts 2 and 3 and 4. So therefore, there's a portion in the north here where that is assigned to District 1. And also in the Bonnie Lock community, which is near District 2 and 3, in your existing districts, it splits that community. So the goal here was to assign Bonnie Lock to either District 3 or District 2. And in this case, in this exhibit, it's District 1. I mean, I'm sorry, District 3. Any questions?
I like it.
Okay, I'll proceed to Exhibit 2. And we can talk about, after I review all of them. So scenario in Exhibit 2, in this scenario, now I will share with you that it's not the best in terms of population equality. I did look at these numbers, but it doesn't deviate. You can see, remember, our threshold is 5%. And the greatest deviation, if you look at District 3 of 20,680 people, that means there are 618 people over in that particular district, but it's still under a 5% margin. In terms of, in this percentage, the reason why I mention this is because based on court or case law, those who have rejected plans in the past have exceeded over the 5%. This clearly is in compliance. You can see here what we try to do in this example here. The rationale is to create east of I-95 corridor for District 2. So along the I-95 corridor, we were trying to assign more to the District 2 to be more representative of that community and to the interest of that commissioner. So that is Exhibit 2. Are there any questions?
I don't see anyone's hands raised.
Okay. Seeing none, I will move to Exhibit 3. Now, Exhibit 3 is a very unique, this is one of the most compact districts, by the way, proposals. However, it is I wouldn't say disruptive, but it will impact nearly 24 communities, because you're speaking of trying to create districts that has a commonality along Dixie Highway, where each of the commissioners would be associated or representative along the Dixie Highway. I think there is the intention of looking at this. This was presented to me by the city, to look at this as a potential of bringing the commissioners together to look at issues along the Dixie Highway corridor. This is the best attempt I could get in terms of keeping it in compliance with the federal, state, and local laws regarding population equality. So each district, District 4 extends along Dixie Highway, District 3, District 2, and District 1. Now, on the negative side, probably I would say that, of course, this does impact greatly District 2 because of that corridor, this area that they would lose out in this particular area. However, this was a plan that was asked of me to look at, and it does fit the requirements. In fact, it's one of the better plans in terms of compactness. But on the other hand, it will impact over 24 communities in terms of change to their districts. And then finally, Exhibit 4. This is the one that everyone, I think, was curious about. Do our existing districts, so in other words, the person that did the districts the last time around, did he do a good job? I think he did, because it fits your criteria. It meets everything that is required. As you can see, the deviation, the greatest deviation is 1.07% in District 3 and in District 1. That means you're only 215 people over the ideal population. So, so existing districts, you're as an exhibit is in compliance with state, federal, and local laws, just to let everyone know here. Again, your communities would still have representation that they have today. So Exhibit 4 is definitely another plan. If you were to ask me as a statistician, keeping everything else out of the game, I would say Exhibit 1 is your best option in terms of population equality, compactness, and communities of interest, because in Exhibit 1, only 2 communities are really impacted. But in fact, we're trying to, from Woodsetter and Bonnie Lock, trying to secure those communities to be assigned to a particular district. Right now, currently they are split. That was the reason why I looked into trying to configure the boundaries so that they would be representative of a particular district. However, District 4 is definitely in the running. I'm sorry, District 4. Exhibit 4, which is the existing districts, is definitely in the running as well. So these were the 4. I sat with city staff. We actually had 7 scenarios. A couple of them were just didn't make any sense, and I understand. And so these were the 4. Again, I am so greatly appreciative of your staff, because if it wasn't for them, this would have been very challenging.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Santucci.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Good evening, City Commission, members of the public. Mr. Burton, thank you very much for the presentation. I do want to just provide a little bit more context to this conversation for the City Commission. This is a presentation, and this is a presentation of options that are before you, any of which are acceptable for the purpose of this redistricting exercise. Really, the goal for staff this evening is to just get some direction on hopefully an option that the City Commission as a body would find acceptable, so that this can come back to the City Commission as an action item at the November 10th City Commission meeting. And I'm happy to take any questions in regards to any of these options that you may have.
Okay. Commissioner Drosky.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I appreciate the presentation and the analysis that went into it. I'm sure it's not easy to take all the various data and come up with the graphs that he did. I think it's going to be hard pressed for anyone to go for Exhibit 3, to be honest with you. But I understand why he had to do it. For my personal opinion, I like only for District 4 is Exhibit 2. If you can go to Exhibit 2, I'm not speaking as to Districts 2 and 3 because there's obviously something in play there. I'll leave it to those commissioners. Exhibit 2 moves the eastern boundary of District 4 on the north side to I-95, which I have always thought that it should be the district of District 4. Because the split at the train tracks to me doesn't make any sense on the north side. I think it's just a common natural flow for that small sliver to be included in District 4 up into I-95. And then when you get over 95 on the east side, to start a new district. So that to me makes sense, is to add that sliver to District 4. Again, I'm not commenting on 2 and 3. But to me, I would like to see that small change.
This is, and which one is that?
2.
It's keeping District 4 the same way that it is now, except just adding that little sliver
Right.
east of the train
Okay.
tracks to I-95 right there. Yes, correct.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. Vice Mayor Parnas.
I like 2 myself. It expands mine district east to 95, includes a large industrial area and some homes, and it eliminates on the bottom going to District 2, the hospital, and as you can see on the very bottom, except for where I have constituents now, it's fine. But I think it kind of squares off my district just fine. So I can live with either the way it is or two.
Okay. Commissioner Preston?
The way that it is now, it meets all of the criteria. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so, and explain to me in detail how Exhibit 2 would affect District 2.
Okay, and so as you can see from the exhibit, the District 4 would be extended towards I-95 in that area, in that one area near Hillsborough.
Mhm.
And then if you look at District 3, they would get the area west of the corridor.
Mhm.
For your constituency, it wouldn't really have a major impact because you're gaining some other areas here in the south with Bonnie Lock. You would get the entire community of Bonnie Lock. So we're going to give to District 3 the area west of I-95, but you're going to be gaining Bonnie Lock in that area, which coincides with your area. So it's more of to keep that corridor and to preserve the communities of interest that you represent.
Okay, thank you. I like, personally, I like the existing boundary, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else? Commissioner Hudak?
Just to chime in, District 1 is really not effective that much at all. So I have no challenges or concerns with any of the options. It's the least impactful to District 1. So I am open to anything that the commission decides is best for the community at whole.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Santucci, do you have enough information to move forward?
There seems to be, I would just like to know if Commissioner Drosky and Commissioner Parnes find exhibit number 4 acceptable as well.
Yes. I do.
Commissioner Drosky, go ahead.
Am I off mute? I can't tell.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I have no problems with existing exhibit 4, the way the exhibits, excuse me, the districts are today. It's my understanding that you could still move, you could keep exhibit 4 the same and still move that sliver east into District 4 because there's only 6 voters that are in that tract. So that's not going to change materially anything. It's more for geography than it is for residents because there's only 6 voters in that parcel. But I could live with 2, I could live with 4, and I could live with 4 with just the change of that sliver as well.
Okay.
Okay. Is that enough for you?
Thank you very much. Yes,
All
it
right.
is. Yes, it is, Mayor.
Excellent. Thank you, sir, for the presentation. We appreciate it. I also want to thank staff as well. It's really nice to hear those nice compliments come out. Excellent job.
Okay, item number 4 is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, accepting a quitclaim deed from Habitat for Humanity of Broward, Inc. for the lot located at 171 Southwest 3rd Street, providing for an effective date.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public who's written in to speak on this item?
No, sir.
Anyone in the chambers?
No, Mayor, there's not.
Okay, I'll close this to the public commission.
Looking for a motion?
Motion or discussion, whatever you'd like to do on it.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Vice Mayor Parnas, second from Commissioner Hudak. All in favor, say aye. Well,
Aye.
actually, we're gonna do roll
Need
call.
a vote?
Okay, I'm
Okay.
sorry. We'd have roll call vote on this?
Commissioner Drosky,
Yes.
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes,
Vice Mayor Parnas,
Yes.
and Mayor Gantz.
Yes.
Item number 5 is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, approving the special event permit application submitted by Deerfield Beach Christian Ministry Association for the citywide prayer event at Pioneer Park, 217 Northeast 5th Avenue on October 21st, 2020 from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., providing for an effective date.
Okay. Mr. Santucci, do you have some comments on this item?
I do, Mayor. Thank you very much. This is actually the item that I spoke to you about at the last City Commission meeting that would be brought before you, but it would be last minute. As you can see, the requested date on the application and in the resolution is for October 21st. However, in talking to the applicant and given the fact that we are expecting rain for the remainder of this week and definitely tomorrow, the applicant has requested for an alternate date. However, the alternate date has not been solidified yet. And so the ask, and the reason why this has to come before the City Commission is not necessarily for the date, but for the waiver of the fees. And so the request would be for the City Commission to approve the resolution, the waiver of the fees, but authorize me to work with the applicant on an acceptable date.
Okay. So we don't need to have any further discussion then, right? Other than
Correct.
saying that you have the ability to be able to do that.
Correct.
Okay. Is there anyone from the public that want to comment on this item? Not seeing any. I'm going to close it to the public. Anyone write in, or is anyone in the chambers to speak on it?
I
No,
have
ma'am.
no emails or letters.
Okay. All right. So we can move forward then. Commissioner Hudak.
I just want to make a brief comment with regards to this event. While this event is being hosted by the Christian Ministries Association, I am very hopeful that individuals of all denominations will be invited and encouraged to participate. 2020 has been a challenging year for the citizens of our country, the state of Florida, and the city of Deerfield Beach. According to citydata.com, only 31.8% of our population is adherent to a Christian-based faith, while over 63% report no religious affiliation at all. This is a wonderful opportunity for the event's organizers to promote an all-inclusive gathering, and I am hoping that they take full advantage of it. And I have no objections to the event at all.
Vice Mayor Parnas.
I have a question. Do we normally waive fees for all religious groups?
Commissioner Parnas, I would say that we, in the past, have waived fees for applicants of special events. But I would,
That's not my question.
correct, yeah, if I can. And, you know, in terms of for religious organizations, I really can't speak to how many religious organizations we receive these special event applications for. This actually came to the city based off a conversation that was had. I don't know if Mayor would like to speak to the event and when in which that occurred. And I'd be happy to do so, Mayor. But the we don't get a lot of requests from religious institutions or religious organizations for special events, and so to say that we get do we waive special event fees for religious organizations often? The answer is no, but we don't receive them very often either.
Okay. Second question. This is public ground in going with separation of church and state. would we be violating any state, local, or federal law by issuing permits to religious groups to use city property?
I will defer to the city attorney to answer that question.
I don't think we would be violating the law by allowing the use of city property, but we do have to treat, religious groups fairly and equally. And, we can consider these things on an individual basis, but ultimately you can't favor one religion over another, or a non-religion, let's say, or someone who doesn't believe.
You mean
You
you
can
can't?
treat them all equally and cannot discriminate. Sorry, Mayor.
No,
Thank you.
you can't is what you meant to say.
Can't. Oh, sorry if it wasn't clear. Yes, cannot discriminate.
If there's no further discussion, I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
We have a motion from the Vice Mayor, second by Commissioner Hudak. All in favor, say aye. Or excuse me,
Aye.
because it's a waiver of a fee, I apologize. My apologies.
Roll call.
And Mayor, if I can just interrupt for a moment, whoever made the motion, could you just clarify that you're doing it with the amendment that the city manager mentioned, with the ability for the city, that the date be an acceptable date, to the city?
Absolutely.
And the second as well, just to confirm that the second on that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner Drosky,
Yes.
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parnes,
Yes.
and Mayor Gantz.
Yes.
Item number 6 is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, approving the special event permit application submitted by Sen Club Recreation Management, Inc. for the Food Truck Wednesdays event at Century Village, located at 2400 Century Boulevard on October 21st and 28th, 2020, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., providing for an effective date.
Okay, Vice Mayor Parnes.
Let me explain the reason for the request. 3 years ago, we invited a restaurant, Cone's Deli, to the village. We were in sore need of a restaurant feeding 16,000 people on occasion, not all at once. And in order to do so and get a really reputable restaurant, the Sen Club offered them free rent, free electric, and provided all the equipment for the 3 years they operated. When it came time to renew their lease, we decided, or the Sen Club decided, that rent was appropriate. They would not sign a new lease and suddenly left. They've had food trucks on Wednesday until the new restaurant opens, and it was delayed a week. And what this is, they're asking the extension of their 4-week permit for 1 more week until the restaurant's open. So with the COVID and people not wanting to go out, people would be able to acquire food in the village. So I highly recommend that we approve this extension for the 1 week to allow them a chance to open the new restaurant.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone from the public who care to speak on this item? Anybody who's written in?
No, sir.
Anyone in the chambers?
No, Mayor, there's not.
Okay. Commissioner Preston?
When these types of items come up, they are good for our residents. Any way that we, in this very challenging time, can assist, or that we have compassion and understanding, it's a good thing. I will support this because it's right to do. And so anytime that we get a chance to examine and to look in depth at these kinds of things, it becomes an advantage for our city when we're able to promote items like this and push them forward. So I'm glad that this came forward. And as I said before, I will be amenable to this.
Okay. We're looking for a motion. Commissioner, Vice Mayor, did you want to make one?
Sure. Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We have roll call, please.
Commissioner Drosky,
Yes?
Commissioner Hudak,
Yes.
Commissioner Preston,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Parnas,
Yes.
and Mayor Gantz.
Yes.
Item number 7 is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 66 Traffic and Vehicles, Article 1 in general, Section 66-13, no through truck zones of the City Code of Ordinances to designate additional streets as no through truck zones, providing for conflict severability, codification, and an effective date. This is first reading.
Do we have anybody who's written in on this item?
No, sir.
Do we have anybody who is in the chambers?
No, Mayor, there's not.
Okay, I don't see anyone online. I'm gonna go ahead and close it to the public then, Commission.
Make
Is that a
Make
motion?
a motion to approve.
We have a motion for Commissioner Hudak,
Second?
second from Vice Mayor Parnas. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously.
Item number 8 is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, amending Chapter 54 Pensions and Retirement, Article 4 Non-Uniformed Employees Retirement Plan, Division 5 Benefits, Section 54-230 Internal Revenue Code Compliance of the City Code of Ordinances to provide for compliance with the Secure Act, providing for conflicts, severability, codification, and an effective date.
Okay.
First reading.
All right, do we have anyone from the public that care to comment on this item? Anybody who's written in or is in the chamber?
No, sir.
No, Mayor.
This is just to, and if you can give us a little explanation of this item. Either city attorney or the city manager.
Sure, I can do so. My understanding is there's been a change to the Internal Revenue Code with respect to when distributions can be taken from pension plans with respect to the age that you must start taking those distributions, where it was 70 and a half versus the age of 72. Depending on, let's see, what required of the engagement person, right, whether they reach 70 and a half before January 1, 2020. So this is really to update our code to comply with a change in the Internal Revenue Code.
Okay. Commissioners looking for a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Parnas, second by Commissioner Hudak. All in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously.
You're at comments by administration and legal.
Okay, city manager.
I have no comments for this evening, Mayor.
All right, legal.
Just one comment. I just wanted to note for the commission that tonight may be your last regular commission meeting under the governor's virtual meeting order. It is set to expire as of November 1st. So our next meeting is following after that. We did get indications that it doesn't look like there's going to be any further extensions. I know last time they did it like on the last day, but they told governments, local governments, to be ready. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be further extended. I think effectively what that means for you all is now we need a physical quorum in the commission chambers going forward during the meetings. I know I've spoken with the manager, and the city's intent is going forward to allow for these other means of public participation, including things like Zoom. So all of those outlets for the public will be available going forward, but we will need a quorum, physical quorum of the commission in the chambers. I believe that's been discussed with you all and it won't be a problem, but I just wanted to mention this may be our last meeting under the governor's virtual meeting order. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vice Mayor, your hand's raised. Did you want to speak?
Yes. It would be nice if we could, in the chamber, put up plastic fiberglass partitions between the people on the dais. for safety. I don't think it's a very difficult thing or very too expensive to put up as how many people sit up there, to put plastic between each one so that we can maintain some degree of safety. If we must have meetings that aren't Zoom, then let us take the precaution and protect each other and our families by the separation.
Vice Mayor, there are plexiglass dividers up on the dais.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that section of City Hall in a while.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else from legal?
No, that's it, Mayor.
Okay, thank
Item
you.
9. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach, Florida, creating the African American Heritage Board in accordance with Section 3.122 of the City Charter and providing for an effective date.
Okay, Commissioner Preston, I see your hand raised.
Yes, as you know, we discussed this at length on our last meeting. I'd just like to say to you, Mayor, and to my colleagues, the single greatest honor of being in this position as a sitting city commissioner is to serve all constituents of the city of Deerfield Beach, whether they be Black, white, Asian, Latino, and frankly, every ethnic group. Over 90% of the African American population resides in District 2. And the Martin Luther King Day Parade and this celebration with this event, i.e. the parade, the indoor assembly agenda, the Black Heritage event, and the addition of the historic Juneteenth citywide holiday recognition and the Deerfield Beach Community Day celebration. All of these events of ethnic recognition and celebration are very important to me. All carry with it an historical remembrance and the invitation for others who may not know the experience to be a part of it, to be a part of its education and, in fact, its journey. And whomever that leads this effort must understand the importance and the significance of these undertakings. I want all of you to know that each person was carefully considered on the basis of their desire first to serve the city and their commitment to serve the African American Heritage Committee. Race was not a factor, nor was the district that they live in a criteria. I had to ensure that the African American community would be proud of the city's effort and not boycott it in the present with its presence. And at the same time, inviting all of Deerfield Beach to participate in a truly unifying experience. The board that I chose, I felt was able to meet those very large expectations. And, you know, I heard your concerns. I would say that, quite frankly, you know, I felt that all of you knew my heart and knew what I was trying to do. Mayor, after I got elected, I sat down with the city manager and I told him, related to these types of events, that they must be unifying, you know, events. I'm mentioning it because this was a conversation that I had with him, but I wanted to let him know what my vision was, and that, you know, that these events not be really considered in many people's mind, including African Americans, that this is a Black event. It's a city event that represents its constituent. Does it carry with it a history? Yeah, it does. And in the midst of all that has been going on in our country, we see what's happening. Any type of message has to be a unifying message, or else we miss the opportunity to bring our community together. We are not charged with bringing the entire country together, but we can affect the city of Deerfield Beach. So I want you and all of my colleagues to know that I heard your concern. I thought about it a lot, and you know, I feel like it is the right thing to do. That I should, if you chose to do so, have someone from your district or someone that you would want to be a part of that board. They will be welcome to be a part of that. And they will be welcome with their ideas. They will be welcome as a member, and also, anything that they bring to the board that would be a unifying message, it is welcomed. So I did hear the concern of the commission, and if any of you wish to appoint someone to that board, should that be your decision to do so, that person would be welcome and to be a part of the board. And for those people who, from the public, that may have a feeling about what's going on, like I have an idea, I'd like to share that idea. You can come to the meetings and share that, although you may not be a physical member of that board, but your ideas are welcome. And that is the right thing to do. And I just wanted the commission and the mayor to hear my feelings and to understand my feelings, and to know that we must do everything that we can to promote the goodness, especially of what Dr. King stood for. With any of these events, yes, they carry with it a lot of African American history, but let me also say it is important that with history that we bring about a new beginning. We bring about a unifying message, and that's what I seek to do. So you have a member that you want to be a part of the African American board, please let them contact me. I would, and if you appoint them, they are welcome.
Thank you, Commissioner Preston. Appreciate that. Commissioner Drosky.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, Commissioner Preston, thank you for having an open mind and listening to the comments of me and my commissioners at the previous meeting. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. My next comments I was going to save to the end of the meeting, but I think they're really more appropriate now, to be honest with you. If you remember at the beginning of the last meeting, we gave these certificates out to the other elected officials in Broward County that were on the CARES task force that helped, solidify those dollars for the municipalities. And it was after that meeting that the elected officials that attended that meeting, including members from the Broward League of Cities, contacted me and said, what a great commission the city of Deerfield Beach has. And they were saying that in all honesty, that we are a collegial body. Some listened for the entire meeting just to see how another city operates. And they were absolutely fascinated about how collegial we were, how the debate was above board, how it was factual. So we got a lot of compliments from our sister cities out there about the city of Deerfield Beach. And I think our collegiality goes a long way. We don't have to agree, but there's a way that we can disagree and how we can come to compromise positions. And I appreciate the Commissioner Preston for revisiting this issue and coming up with a compromise position on this. I know that's not what he wanted when he first introduced this, but look at some of the other items that we've recently compromised as a group on. I mean, some of them as large as the budget that we passed, we all compromised and made concessions on the budget that we passed, to things as small as the park fees. The Parks and Recreation had a schedule of fees that we had to approve. And we all of us ultimately compromised on that. There were some things that some of us wanted, some things that others wanted, but we ultimately were able to come together and approve a package, at the end of the day. The Juneteenth holiday being approved, that was a compromise in and of itself as well. So the fact that we can work as a body together and get things done, I think speaks volumes. The cities around us are noticing that, and it is my pleasure to serve with all of you, and I will be voting for this item tonight. Thank you, Commissioner, again, for your hard work on this.
Thank you, Commissioner Drosky. Is there anyone from the public who's written in on this item?
No, sir.
Anyone in the chambers?
No, Mayor.
Yeah, I don't see any hands raised at this time. So I'm going to close it to the public. I will say this, I truly believe that Commissioner Preston's intent was misconstrued, and it was not meant to be exclusionary in any way. I know that just from not only his words, but just knowing Commissioner Preston. And I think some of the criticism that was received was people not realizing that this board previously existed. This was a matter of trying to make this board a truly formalized board here in the city of Deerfield Beach. And I think that the intent of that was misconstrued and misinterpreted. And, I know that's, some of the comments that were made don't reflect, how Commissioner Preston should be looked at or considered with this. And I appreciate his words tonight, and they were really well put, as they always are. And I think this is an excellent compromise. Well, it's not exactly what I was looking for either, but I think it's a nice compromise. I do see other hands coming up right now. Commissioner Preston.
Yes, Mayor, your words, I just want to tell you, it means a lot to me. Because it bothered me. I felt like, this went down a road that it didn't have to go down, and people didn't know it. That I just want to let you know that means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
No, absolutely. Vice Mayor Parnas.
The thing I love about this commission is we may disagree on an item, and we can discuss until we're blue in the face. And when it's over, it's over. It's not personal. It's never personal. We all come from different backgrounds. And Ben, I appreciate your compromise. I think you understood some of our concerns, that if this is going to be an official city committee, then everybody should be allowed to be involved. And I'm sure that was your intent, even though it didn't come out that way. But it's been corrected, and I will support you 100% in this project.
Thank you.
Thank you. I do see someone from the public has their hand raised. If it's all right with everyone, I'm going to reopen it to the public. Commissioner, you're all right with that?
Yes.
Okay. Person has their hand raised. Sandra? Did you want to speak on this item? Your mic's muted.
Is it unmuted now?
No, you can go right ahead. Just need your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, Sandra Jackson, 386 Southwest 35th Avenue. I was trying to get you guys' attention because Diane Chisholm had raised her hand, but I do want to thank you guys because I'm quite sure Commissioner did not mean for it to go the way it went, because as I'm not sure if you guys know, we on the committee, and I'm for one, we went to just about every school when this event was going on, trying to get everyone involved, even in our parade, because we always stated to Ashley, and Ashley can tell you that we feel that it was a city-wide event, and we wanted everyone to be involved. We didn't just feel like it was just District 2. As you know, I live in District 4, but I grew up in District 2. I have property in District 2, and I love my city. And I'm quite sure everybody, sometimes I may look like I'm a little off sometime, but I do appreciate you guys, understanding. And we was put together at the last minute. It was more like volunteers. And I just want to thank you guys. And I just felt like the event we had this past year was a good event. We had more people came out, and it's going to get better and better. And I just want to thank you guys.
Thank you. I see Ms. Chisholm's hands raised now. Ms. Chisholm, your name and address for the record, please.
Diane Chisholm, 375 Northwest 7th Court, Deerfield Beach, Florida, 33441. I too want to thank you, the commission, mayor, the dais. I thank you guys so much for entrusting us with the community. I just wanted to say the one thing I wanted to say more than anything is I have really gotten to know Commissioner Preston, and I know that his ultimate goal is to unify the city, to unify all districts. And honestly, I want to say that that's been something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And I'm so happy to see that the commissioners are working together, working well together. It does my heart good. But I don't want to be on here beefing up the commissioner or anything, but I've worked with him as a commissioner, as a non-commissioner, and I know that his love for the city is real. He doesn't try and do anything behind the back of the city. He wants to be transparent all of the time, and that is one of the things he tells us in the meetings. We want to be transparent. We want to unify. You guys, anyone that wants to come on this board, I expect you guys to bring them in with open arms. I don't want any animosity. I can't tell you how many times I hear that from him. And I just want to say he really is real on the dais and off the dais. And I appreciate that. And I wouldn't work with anyone any other way. And I just want you all to know that our intentions are good. Our intentions are to do really well for the city. We don't have any hidden agendas, and we are just here to serve. We are here to work and serve. And honestly, I just want the commission to know I don't have to be on a board to serve. I do many, many volunteer events. I do it because it's my civic duty. I do it because I enjoy it. I love people. I want to give back. It's a part of who I am. And I think I can speak for the board. They all do the same. So we just want you to know tonight that we don't have any hidden agendas. We don't want to put anyone out. We don't want to send the wrong message. And Commissioner Preston, I just want you to know your comments are well taken. You want us to open any member that's added to this board with open arms. We will do that, and we will respect their decisions. And I just want the commission to know we appreciate you guys hearing us. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you very much. Not seeing anyone else from the public, I'm going to close it again to the public. And I agree with Ms. Chisholm. That's why we love Commissioner Preston. Commissioner Hudak.
Again, Commissioner Preston, I hope you didn't take any of those words personal, because as you can see by the words today, everybody on the dais and in the community has the utmost of respect for you and what you mean to our city. You have served our city as a firefighter, you've served our city as a commissioner, and we all appreciate you tremendously for the sacrifices that you have made for this city. And we all know that your intentions are nothing but positives. I appreciate you making the change to allow us the opportunity to add individuals to this board, should we so desire. So I will support this as well as soon as you make a motion, and I'm glad to serve with you.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Preston, seconded by Vice Mayor Parnas. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, passes unanimously.
Comments by mayor and city commission.
All right, we'll start with District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of small items. Next Tuesday, October 27th, beginning at 7 p.m., I will be holding a District 1 workshop. It'll be here in City Hall as well as Zoom, and there'll be one specific topic, and that is the 13th and 15th Avenue bridges and what the Cove community would like to be done with those bridges. I'm hoping that as many residents can attend as possible, as long as we keep our social distancing. And again, we have offered a Zoom option as well. Some of the options that I've been advised of. Do the residents want the bridges removed and the areas transformed into pocket parks? Do we want the bridges just to be converted for walking paths and bicycle paths? Do we want to repair the bridges and bring them up to DOT standards? Do we want to raise and expand the bridges like they have in Lighthouse Point? There are a lot of options that city staff will be presenting to our residents. No decisions have been made. This is your opportunity to let the city know what you would like to be done with those bridges. So please take the opportunity and join us next Tuesday, October 27th, from 7 to 9, either here in City Hall or via Zoom. Announcements have been mailed out, and you can find the Zoom information on the city website, should you like to attend that way. Prior to our next commission meeting, we will be asked to vote for the next president of the United States, as well as various city, state, and local seats and agenda items. The deadline to request a ballot by mail is this Saturday, October 24th. Individuals interested in early voting can head to North Broward Medical Center. That is our local venue, and that is open 7 to 7. The residents who are listening to our commission meeting, I have no doubt will vote. You are involved in our community, and you are committed to using your voice to make a difference in our city and our country. You understand the strength of your voice, and I thank you. Whether you are voting for the soul of our country or for the law and order, you are participating, and that is what makes our country the greatest in the world. We may not know the results of this election for some time to come. I just hope and pray for a peaceful reaction to the results so that we can begin the path of healing our great nation. Please encourage everyone you know to vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. District 2?
Yes. Mayor and Commission, on October the 24th, at 2:30 p.m., there will be a lineup, like a car lineup, and that is to celebrate the 80th birthday of a former commissioner, Gwen Clark Reed. She's turning 80. She's also a former state representative, and that's going to take place at 2:30 p.m. on the 24th, and the address is actually Fire Station 102, 1441 Southwest 11th Way, and on the 24th. And everybody's going to just drive by her house and just give her a happy birthday. And all are invited.
And that's 1441 Southwest 11th Way?
Well, you know what? Yes, that's where it is. Yes, sir. That's where the lineup is going to start.
Perfect.
It's a thing also, Mayor, of just, giving her all the love that we possibly can. She sat in the seat where we all sat, and she sat there before we did. And so this is a nice thing for her, and I know that all of you will love to celebrate as well.
Excellent. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. District 3?
I voted yesterday. I've been early voting at the Pat Larkin Center in Pompano for the last 12 years. I was a little upset that A, there was no security. B, they only had 2 machines to accept the ballots where they scan it and it goes into the machine. One wasn't working. So for all the hundreds of people that lined up, they had one machine working, and the supervisor of elections said, I didn't expect a large turnout.
Come on.
That's what he said in the Sun Sentinel. So I reported it, that I really felt bad that people who came to vote had to wait extra time because they were unprepared to handle the crowds. I was fortunate. We arrived at 6 a.m. They opened at 7, and at 7:20, I was out of there. but I urge everybody to vote. I don't care what your politics are. You think you're right, I think I'm right, so I'm going to vote for how I want, and you vote for who you want. Maybe it's the same, maybe it's not. Doesn't matter. If you stay home, you have no voice. You take what you get. Too bad. Because you didn't take part. Take part. Get out and vote. Get behind any candidate you think is right and do what you can to get them elected, whether it's for a city commission or the president of the United States. Your voice counts. Please vote. That's all I have for District 3.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. District 4?
Thank you, Mayor. I'll take my comments chronologically tonight. This, I cannot attend, but this Friday, October 23rd, the Broward Housing Council is having a workshop on affordable housing, which I think would be very informative. So I don't know if anyone from staff is planning on attending or any of my colleagues, but if somebody is, if there could be a report back to the commission or the information contained in our Friday packet, I think that would be very helpful. As we all know, affordable housing is certainly a hot button topic, not only in our city, but the county as a whole. So any feedback or materials I would like to read if that's possible, please. Second chronologically is November 3rd is Election Day. I too, pardon me, want to encourage everyone to get out there and vote. But most importantly on Amendment 2, County Charter Amendment 2. Commissioner Hudak, you had your background up earlier, so right on cue. I saw you had it earlier. Thank you. Amendment 2 is guised as county surtax dollars from the infrastructure penny sales tax that was passed. But it is no more than another grab on home rule powers against the city of Deerfield Beach and our sister cities in Broward County. I have been trying and singing from the mountaintops at any opportunity that I had. I just spoke to a small chamber audience this morning about Amendment 2, and not a single person realize what the true intent, and meaning behind this is. They don't really understand, the grab on the home rule powers. So I still have hope that the court hearing later this month will be successful, but if it's not, I'm still encouraging anyone who's listening to my voice to please get out there and to protect the city, protect our home rule powers, and to vote against County Charter Amendment number 2 on November 3rd. And last but not least that I have for tonight, excuse me, November 7th, Saturday, is my next Saturday office hours here at the city. They will still be by virtual, though that may change depending on what happens with the governor's orders, but the one for November at least will be virtual, and that's Saturday, November 7th from 10 a.m. until noon. You can contact me directly or City Hall, and they would be happy to schedule you. Other than that, that's all the comments I have tonight, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do want to say that whoever you vote for, and I don't have a lot of sympathy for people who don't get out and vote. My wife's family comes from a country in which their right to vote was taken away from them. And the importance of voting is something that I'm always baffled by people who insist on trying to say that it's an inconvenience when it's one of the most patriotic things you can do. I just hope that throughout all of this, that it is civil, and that people realize that in the end, whatever side you're on, we're all neighbors, and we can come together regardless of who gets elected. I do want to thank Chief Brimlow and his staff, as well as city manager, for heeding our listening to our concerns and getting out there and doing some details to address some of the speeding that we've had here in Hillsborough. And the results of what they've done so far, and they're continuing to do it, have really made an impact. From October 2nd to October 16th, they've had a total of 182 total citations, 28 total arrests, which included 9 DUI arrests and 2 felony arrests, and 14 cars were impounded. That's tremendous. And I want to show my appreciation for taking it, for listening to us and doing that. And they do this type of work all the time, but it's gotten out of control. They listened to us and they went out and did something about it. They're going to continue to do so. And the reason we bring this up is, and Commissioner Drosky and I, being District 4 residents and one living through it and seeing it, but we attended an event going back a little ways now, but it wasn't that long ago, in which we had a young woman from Deerfield Beach who was killed right there in Hillsborough. And it left a lasting impression. I know on me, on myself, and I know on Commissioner Drosky as well. We both have her picture here in our office as a reminder of the dangers that are out there on our roads, and to make sure we're doing everything we can to keep everybody safe. It's not just West Deerfield, it's anywhere in the city of Deerfield Beach. So I want to thank BSO for their hard work in trying to address this. In these weird times with COVID, there's a lot of people that have decided that the roads are now their speedways because the traffic is a little different than what it's been in the past. So it's in these unprecedented times, we have to take some action to make sure that people are reminded that the rules still apply out on the roadways. So I want to thank BSO for their hard work on that. With that, I also want to thank our city clerk staff, who does an outstanding job keeping our paperwork together, helping us out when we need help, and prepping us for these meetings. It's not easy to run all of this through this time period. It's certainly a challenge as the chair of the board to navigate through these meetings and making sure that Zoom is working, and I see hands that are raised and allowing people to speak and keeping track of it. But Heather and Samantha have done an outstanding job in assisting us with this. Whenever there's been technical difficulties, they've been able to pull Ron and anybody else from staff to be able to help us out. So staff, you've done an outstanding job through all of this unprecedented times again. So I want to thank you for all of it. If this is our last Zoom meeting, I know we'll still be using the technology, but I want to thank you for all your hard work during this. You've really made the meetings go very smooth, and we've received a lot of compliments from other elected officials in other places, as well as people who come before us who have seen other cities really, really struggle with it. And I've talked to other mayors, and it's been a comedy of errors for them. We've had our own laugh track going a few times at some of the things that have happened, but overall, I just want to say thank you. With that, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting
Everybody
adjourned.
be safe.
You too. Thank
You
you.
as well.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Boo.